overlaps for him in reading the book. He thought that Percival Everett's novel had been written for him and him alone. When he sent me the script, he sent a note saying that he had started to write this with my voice in his head, which I know can be challenging and it's somewhat disturbing, so I apologize. But he sent a note saying, I'd love you to do this, and I have no plan B. So that was compelling. But then he did complain later that it took me a while to get back to him after he sent that. And the reason being was because I was kind of going through similar experiences to Monk. My mom passed away about a year before I got the script. I had the good fortune of being raised by my mother and her eldest sister, my aunt, who's now 94 years old, who I just spoke with on the way over here. So I understood the pressures of a man who finds, as many of us have found, many of us will find, that time in our lives where we're asked to be the adult in the room and where we are asked to be caretaker to those who were our caretakers. And it has its own specific pressures, and it kind of abuses you of the idea that you had in blissful youth that life gets easier as you get older. So I was there. That's why it took me so long to get back to Cord. So I read the first scene, and that dropped the hook in my mouth because I thought it was a conversation that was really sharply drawn. It's a conversation that we are having in classrooms and outside classrooms now, but it's not a conversation that we have well in our country. Not that conversation went very well, but it was well considered, and it was sharply drawn, and it was fluent in a way that I think we are not in our country around race and language and history and context and all of that stuff, which is probably one of the drivers behind us repeating mistakes over and over again and not making much progress. So I read that, and the hook dropped in my mouth, and then I got to the family stuff, and it was set. And the humor and the irony drifted off the page for me because, wonderful writer, so much information within that script. So good. And so I said, let's get together. And then we chit-chatted. Sharp guy. I was with my daughter at that first meeting. Who was here. One of the sharper knives in the drawer. Great communicator, and he had a crystal clear vision, not only for the story and the narrative, but for the his cinematic ideas were clear. And so I said, come on, let's do it. And as Erica says, great communicator, great leader, and does it with humor. And we made all our days. We never missed a day. I like driving the train too. I worked on Westworld. We do six movies in 6 months. So move that ball down the field, matriculate that ball down the field, and that's what we did. And it was owing to Cord's leadership and his script and the passion that everyone in front of the camera and behind had for this script and for the project and for one another as we went on. So it was. So I blame him. So